Welcome to the Joomla World Conference in India. It's nice to see everybody here. I think we're still missing a group of students that's coming, but it's really nice to see everybody here from all over the place and nice to meet new people in our community that I've never seen before. So I'm excited about this weekend. I hope you are too. We've got a lot of really great speakers, some amazing keynotes, and some amazing talented speakers sharing their knowledge and information with the community from all over the world. So I hope you take advantage of the sessions and be able to learn a lot this weekend. Also take advantage of our sponsors here. We have a lot of amazing sponsors that contribute a lot to the Joomla community. They help fund this conference to make it affordable and easy to get to for you guys. But besides that, they have amazing products and amazing services, and I hope you stop by all of their booths and talk to them about what they have to offer for the community. So really quick, before we get started, before we have our first session, just a couple of announcements to help you guys as we go throughout the conference today. As you're going throughout the conference center and you stop by the booths, on your name badge, you have another card this year. That's our passport for visiting India and all the sponsors. All the sponsors have a stamp, and if you get all of your spots stamped on here by the sponsors that have their booths out here, you can enter it in a drawing. We have a globe sitting up here on the left side of the stage that has you can drop your card in there, and on Sunday we will be drawing for a MacBook Air sponsored by Joomshaper. Let's give a round of applause to Joomshaper. So you definitely want to stop by all of their sponsor booths. You definitely want to talk to them and make sure you get your passport stamp, and don't forget to put it in our globe up here so you can have a chance to win a MacBook Air. For Wi-Fi in here, I've had a couple people asking about this. If you're staying at the Sheraton here, go ahead and connect to the Sheraton Meetings Wi-Fi network and use your room number and name just like you've used in your room. And that will get you connected just fine here with all of your devices. You don't have to worry about that. If you're not staying here, you're still going to connect to the Sheraton Meetings, and you're going to connect a new device and use the conference code that you see here. We'll have it posted around the conference area as well, but you can use this code that you see here to connect to the Wi-Fi. But if you're staying here at the Sheraton, make sure you use your room code so I don't have to pay extra money for your Wi-Fi. So make sure you use your room connection. And if you're not staying here, here's the code that you can connect to the conference area Wi-Fi that you'll only have in this conference area here. And again, that'll be posted, and you'll be able to find that easily by the rooms around the conference space. So I'd like to introduce Sarah Watz, is the president of Open Source Matters. Open Source Matters, if you don't know, is the organization that provides the legal and financial and that umbrella organization over the Joomla project that supports us and is able to make events like this happen by providing that organizational support. So everybody give a warm welcome to Sarah Watz from Open Source Matters. Thank you.
Thank you. So good morning, everyone. Good morning. So I'm so thrilled to be here today, and I think that you share my excitement. This is the World Conference, the 4th edition, and this time we are in India. I think that we should start with actually saying thank you to the organizing team that's been organizing these amazing 3 days we have ahead of us. So please join me in saying thank you to them. They've been working really, really hard, amazing with doing all the preparation since a year back, and worked really, really hard to make sure that we have the best 3 days that we can have. And then I would like to thank the sponsors. I think that it's always important for us to realize that we don't have a financial backup like Open Source Matters is not a company with a lot of resources. We depend solely on sponsors and partners. And we should acknowledge that they are making this affordable, and we're making sure that we are bringing them into our family and really thanking them for helping us out. Thank you. So this time we have actually the biggest conference ever. I think it's partly because we are traveling around the world, choosing to place the World Conference at different places. It's also because we have the 10th year anniversary. I think that's a big celebration as well that attracts more people. And the 4th year, we are reoccurring, and that's coming to a lot of people coming back. But this time, we have 75% that's actually totally new to World Conference. So 75% of us is totally new. And for some of them, it's actually the first Joomla event ever. So please help us welcome everyone that's new. If you already have been to one of these conferences before, bring someone along, give them guidance, and show appreciation, and bring them into the family. We said that Joomla conference is in India, and actually 40% of people that have attended this event is from India or the countries around it. So I think that's really awesome that you took the advantage that we are bringing the World Conference to this area and you are traveling to this conference and attending. That's actually why we are moving the conference around, so people around the area have more affordable trip and can come to these conferences. And that's why we can see that North America is no longer the major factor of people because we're not in North America region anymore. So I hope you're going to have a good time and enjoy yourself. I think it's really for the people that's the 25% that are reoccurring. It's like coming to a family reunion, right? It's like you've seen friends that you maybe have seen on Facebook, or maybe you have been on Glip, or you tweeted with, you have collaborated with, and now finally you meet. Or you met another conference and you feel like you have something that connects you, even if we're from different parts of the world. And I think that's really, really cool. So we're here for celebrating the 10th year anniversary of Joomla. And I would like to say thank you to the people that actually started this project, that brought us along on this journey that we're all sharing right now. These are some of the people that started Joomla. And on Sunday, we will have an awesome keynote talking about the history of the 10 year. So I would really recommend you to join. So there's a lot of user groups, and there's a lot of Joomla days around the world. And we're getting more and more of them registered. If you are not registered on joomla.org with your user group, please go ahead and do so, because I think that the numbers that we see there are not the complete numbers. I think that there are more people that meet up regularly every month or so, talking and sharing their knowledge about Joomla with each other, but don't know that they should register. And that's just because we need the numbers. We need to know more about what's happening around the world. And that's why I'm pushing that agenda. And on the past year, we've been celebrating the Joomla 10th year at these events, at Joomla Days and user groups. And here are some of the images that's been floating around the internet, in tweets and Facebook ads. It's more the celebration. So this is from one of the celebration we had in Europe in the spring, called the Jane Beyond. This from Italy, from the Joomla Festival. Malaysia. And here we have some rocks, surprisingly, right? So we had T-shirts. So you can see some of people are wearing T-shirts. We had cakes, but we also had different kind of celebrations. And I would like to say, if you are in a user group and you haven't actually acknowledged that we are turning 10 this year, gather around and do some cakes or do some fun things just to acknowledge that we're turning 10. And we are gathering all these images because we want to make a magazine article in the end, in the magazine. So if you haven't sent those in, please do, so we can gather more of these celebrations. At this time, I will also say that we are not just celebrating Joomla as a software turning 10. We're celebrating all the volunteers that actually have contributed to the Joomla project, small or big, during this 10 years. And I think that we should acknowledge that we are an organization staffed by volunteers only. We don't have paid leadership. We don't have paid organizations. So like this team who's been organizing this event are not paid. So it's only solely volunteer-based. So I would really like everyone to say thank you, because thank you is our currency in our organization. And if you are having a trouble and you put something in the forum and you say, oh, I don't know how to do this. Can someone help me out? And someone does, and actually helps you. Say thank you. It doesn't take that long time, but that means that the other person who's searching in the forum, they can see that that result actually helped. And that becomes then a knowledge base for all of us. At the same time, that person that took time out of their day, from their work or from the family or from their own time, felt like they actually contributed to something that matters. So thank you. It's really important. And so I would like everyone to acknowledge that and say thank you more often than we do. Everybody has a reason why we are contributing to the project, and this is my reason. I really, truly just want to contribute to something that is larger than me, that makes a difference and enables people to make an impact in their local community or their big community. And I can tell you that after my 18 months as president, by traveling and meeting so many people and get so many stories about how Joomla has changed their lives, I can say that I'm truly, truly part of that, and you are also. Some of them are so heartbreaking that you get so emotional when you read those stories. So I'm going to try to share as many of them as possible in any shape or form. I try to do that when I go out to different Joomla days. I can say sometimes it's actually the difference between life and death. It's the difference between poverty and just making a living and put some food on the table. We do amazing things, and we do that together as a whole. And that is really, really touching. And I think that you all have a why you are contributing to Joomla. So share that story with others, because that empowers people to take things differently and think of why we're doing what we're doing. 18 months ago, I was standing in J&B in a bar, looking at a T-shirt of a logo of Joomla. And I saw this image, the heart of Joomla. And I think that it's been this hidden message within Joomla that the illustrator that made the logo didn't tell anyone about, that we know 10 years later, but it's actually there. And I think that that's why we always say that we love Joomla, and we're very passionate about it. So I want just to display this to you, because this really makes the difference that we are connecting and we are collaborating to doing something that means something extra to us. It's not just the code, it's also the community that all the friendship and all the knowledge that we share. So in the hidden message of the heart, you can get into the global sense of our organization. We talk about how passionate we are. And we can all see that we are very passionate in our way of talking sometimes and discussing our ideas and our thoughts. Sometimes we are very aggressively trying to push our ideas instead of kind of listening to the other side. And I would say that we are where we are just because we are so different, that we have so many different cultures, that we have so many different languages and so many different regions in our community. That's one of our biggest strengths. But that's also one of our weaknesses sometimes when we get into personal attacks. And I would say that I would really appreciate that we stop doing the personal attacks, but really try to strive on finding a way of communicating without it and sharing our thoughts and our ideas with each other, really to try to do what we all are here to do, which is to make the Joomla the best ever all the time. I would say that I would go so long that it doesn't mean that no matter whose idea it is and whose thoughts it was or whose feature was implemented, we all do this for creating something that's really bigger than us, that actually does something really good for Joomla, because that's what we're all here for. And we always come back to the heart of Joomla, which is the community, even if we disagree. And that's part of being a family, right? If you're in a family, sometimes you don't feel the same way, but you still feel like you belong and you do something really good. We are also very compassionate, and you're going to feel that way if you're brand new to a Joomla event. You will see very compassionate people around here. People will help you to find a place. People will help you where to guide you, how to help out in the community, and people will be very interested in know what you are doing and how you can maybe collaborate with each other. And we're also brave. And I think that sometimes standing on stage like this, you have to have guts, right? And all the keynote speakers and all the speakers that are going to share their knowledge, some of them haven't been on stage before. It's maybe the first time, and they are very brave doing that and sharing it. If you are committing your first code to the project, you're brave because you're like truly saying, this is my expertise, and you're looking for feedback and knowledge. So that takes guts, and if you have a thought of what we can do better with our project, that takes guts to be brave and do things like that. But that's where we come from. 10 years back, the founders of Joomla didn't feel that there was no other way but being brave and starting Joomla. So that's in our roots. Looking into 2016, I think that we are in a good place. There's a lot of things going on in our project that are really, really exciting. We're going to listen to a lot of 3 series of Joomla sessions this week. And we're also going to talk about Joomla 4 and what's going on there. And that's super exciting. We are having a new organization that's going to be in place for 2016, which is going to enable more people to be part of the organization. And we're going to have more enablement where you can actually do more things instead of just talking. And I think that's going to be a good place for us to be. So I just want to end this opening by saying, please tweet, please share the knowledge that we have here, the insights that you get from a session, and not just a picture of the speaker saying, I'm in this session. Put something in there that actually changed your mindset, or maybe gave you an aha moment, or gave you something extra. Because people are going to see this in online streaming or in recordings later on, so they don't have to have your knowledge as presented by the speakers. It's more what you bring from that kind of session or the connections that you made. So please do that and share that with the rest of the community that couldn't come simply by not being able to take out this many days of their week to travel or maybe of economical reasons. So I would say 3 things: learn, share, and network. Do that and sit by someone you don't know. Teach something to someone that is asking for that knowledge, and listen to others and get some new insights, and pay it forward. Go back to your Joomla groups, your Joomla days, and share your knowledge and your insights that you got, and share your connections that you made to the rest of the world. Thank you. Have a great Joomla weekend.
Hello? Can you hear me? Good morning. Are you awake? I can't hear you. Come on. Breakfast khaya ki nahi? Come on, let's hear it louder. Are you awake? Yes. Thank you. So let's get a better idea of this audience out here. So how many of you are from India? Can I have a show of hands? All right, that's great. How many of you are from Asia? Show of hands. Joomla comes in Asia. So I'd like those hands again. How many of you are from Asia? And how many of you are from Joomla? Woo! So that's what Joomla is all about. It's not about countries, it's not about continents, it's not about borders. It's all about being Joomla. So thanks a lot for being here today, and thanks a lot for everybody from all over the world who has taken the time out to come here. And we would like to welcome you to India and Asia and to Joomla. So India, Asia, or should I say the entire, this region is really heating up. Mark Zuckerberg just said in his address at Town Hall that this is where the next billion is going to come from. And I'm sure we at Joomla would like to have a big slice of that billion. What do you think? Yeah? So let's do it, right? So we can do it with Joomla. We can do it from India. We can do it from Asia. So I'm sure you are all with me in supporting this. So the Joomla World Conference in 2015 really marks a big milestone, because this is, I think, the biggest event Asia has seen. Big Joomla events has always been in Europe or America, and I think the World Conference team has done a great job in bringing this around the world. Last year they went to Mexico. It was a great success there. This time it's in India. John, where are we going next year? Should I say that? Sunday. You'll know that on Sunday. So thank you everybody for coming here. So I know some people, even from India, who have traveled like 35 hours to travel within the country to get here. So I see some of them right up here. So thank you. So I'll just get a quick idea of what Joomla is doing in India, how it's growing in India. So what we have seen is that the Joomla traffic, the searches, they have been really growing fast. Joomla is one of the top 5 sources for major extension developers for traffic. In fact, I think Joomla.org, India is the 3rd after the US. I don't remember which is the 2nd one, but India is the 3rd in terms of traffic to Joomla.org itself. So that's really great. And one more thing that I'd like to share today, since organizing the first Joomla Day in India back in 2009, is that initially I was always very apprehensive about, or rather sad about, that companies and people in India were not so keen about contributing to Joomla. But over the last 3-4 years, I've seen that change so much. I think we have so many contributors from Joomla. We have people contributing to translations. We have people contributing code. We have people on the testing team. So that's really great. There have been a great steady change in attitude about not just taking, but also giving back. And I think that's really great. So, and one more great thing is I think a lot of the Google Summer of Code students are also from the Indian subcontinent. We have people from India, Sri Lanka. A lot of them are from this region. So that's really great. So I'd just like to close with great power comes great responsibility, says Superman and Shaktiman. But you have to be kind of, you have to use that responsibility. And your responsibility is just about giving back to Joomla. Give back what you can, share what you can, like Sarah said, pay it forward. Help people with Joomla, help them learn Joomla, help them use Joomla. So can I have you join me in saying Joomla rocks? Joomla! 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 Go India, go Asia. Jon?
Thank you so much, Parth.